Chapter 10 from the heart of Cheryl Elizabeth. Not everybody on the street has family. Not everybody wants a family, and yet they find themselves among a different kind of family. The family that will take away anything good, anything worthwhile, and find every reason to give it back. It is a cycle of something. I could never put my finger on what makes the sense of family. The cruel and the saddened, the scorned, and the ones that were exploring just like I was. It is almost like you need to belong to something. And with such destruction to oneself, it only really makes sense to be with people of the like, the ones destroying their bodies, their brains, destroying any self-worth, but truly, it wasn't there before, and it isn't found. Why do people do what they do? Why would one choose the harshness of drugs? On the street there is happiness, a smile, a toothless smile. There are ones with the most filthy hands that I have ever seen, and yet I would shake their hand to let them know that I could see their pain and suffering. Hanging out in a colony of anything, the rich are with the rich, and the poor are with the poor, and the middle class are with the middle class. My family was never rich with financial wealth. We would be considered the lower middle class, and yet my family represented class itself. My dad, his word was his word. He never uttered unkind words towards anyone. He wanted us raised in the country for the purest sense of living, and all I wanted was to explore the world itself. As I mentioned before, there is no set personality, no set financial bar, there is no set of education or lack of. People find drugs. People offer drugs to ones in search. I am telling you that when one is in search for drugs, they always instinctively know where to find them. The one selling remains anonymous, but ironically, everyone knows where to go. There are many tiers to the drug world. There are many people with different levels, just like climbing the corporate ladder of success. The world of drugs climbs the tower of success. It is a tower. The skyrise that called for me was a tower, rooms held in the sky, literally. And most that excel in financial gain in the drug world float among the sky and can't be touched. They sit in invisible rooms in the sky. It is hard for me to explain, and of course only from my experience. My little sister likes her feet on the ground. She wouldn't want to be in an elevator or an escalator. She wouldn't want to live on the 34th floor of any building. What makes people choose any one thing? She likes her feet on the ground, balanced and strong. She likes knowing that she walks in the direction she chooses. And for me, I wanted to bury my feet in the ground just to understand of the earth itself while I was so strung out on any drug that took me to places where I floated among the heavens of hell. Where are we going with this book? What truly is the purpose? The purpose is for me to belong to something more than I belong to as I walked the earth. In heaven, all is one. Truly, all experience of physical is washed away with only pure light. The purest of light to be felt. It is the high in the sky, a phrase I would use after the needle stung my skin. Why is the book titled A Birthday Book by Cheryl Elizabeth? First, I always wanted to have my name on a book. I always wanted to write a powerful book. I wanted to be remembered as whole. I could have left the earth many times before, but I was best to leave the earth with a terminal illness than an overdose of crack cocaine. Birthdays on the street are worth celebrating. For when you have nothing, truly nothing, and your birthday arrives, there is no cake, there are no presents, there isn't even another to remember. But you know what there is? A family of suffering people to make you feel special. I can almost swear on my head, a funny saying now, that the people that make the suffering feel good are angels. I looked for the angels in disguise, and I know as I sit in the heavens, it only confirms that I was right. Be mindful of your judgment. Be mindful of your condemning, for angels not only have wings, but they could have filthy hands and a body that hasn't been washed for years. An angel places themselves where there is much need for others. The next time you see the vulnerable, think twice before condemning. And what if you knew the unbathed, unwashed, filthy body crumpled up on the street was an angel in disguise? How would you react? How would you treat the one that repels most? How would you react knowing the worn body, the worn mind, was the body and mind of an angel? What would your actions be? One step further, what if the dog in the cage, the dog tied on a 2-foot chain, suffering in the most horrendous ways, was an angel? Would you find a way? Would you find a way? I understand of the conditioning. I understand that the lower and upper middle class do not want to be on the streets lined with drug addicts. We are so conditioned not to trust, not to help, like picking up a hitchhiker, wanting to help and then having the thought, what if they hurt me? What if they rob me? What if I give them a ride and they kill me? The hitchhiker could be the angel that wouldn't hurt anyone. And ones living on the street are just like that. But the conditioning creates the same question. What if they kill me? Street people do kill one another. But far greater than that, they kill themselves in every way. All I am asking is that you don't know. You just don't really know until you live it. I am not asking for anyone to live it. In fact, I would take it all away in a moment's time. Where would one start to clean up the mess on the streets? Where would one start to stop the production of the drugs? Would ones have to be right at the top, held in the sky of great success, great financial wealth, selling the drugs? Or would it stop with the one that is close to death and still finding a way to inject poison into their body? Where would it start? Where would it finish? And this topic could be placed just as a topic of war. Who creates the bombs? Who has the power to release the bombs? People killing people in endless ways. Where would it start for it to stop? Where do people come to understand that the destruction of mankind is there because of mankind? When will people stop killing people? When will people stop hurting people? When?